It's time for Recipe of the Day. I need to start by telling you how today's recipe came to exist in the first place. So you probably know that I am a little bit obsessed with butter boards. I have a whole bunch of them on Cook the Story, to the point where I've even been interviewed by Fox News Lifestyle and Yahoo News about the evolution of the concept of butter boards, where they came from, how they got the name. Is the concept new or just the name new? That whole topic. So this has just been something going on. So I was kind of in the midst of coming up with these butter boards for the site and talking about them on these interviews when we were hosting a brunch at my place. And we were doing a butter board with like some berries and mint and then some bread on the side. That was one of the things that we're having at the brunch. And we were planning to do bagels with cream cheese and like red onions and that kind of stuff and smoked salmon. And then the day of the brunch, like that morning, I found out that there were like 10 more people coming than I realized were coming. And I was pretty sure I didn't have enough smoked salmon. So I wasn't exactly sure what to do. And then the idea for this board came into my head, and it has been my favorite thing. We've made it for dinner twice. That's how much we like it. I've served it at one other event. So it's basically a cream cheese smoked salmon brunch board that you serve with these amazing garlic toasted bagels. The brilliant thing about this is that it makes your like bagel and cream cheese at a brunch just seem so much more special. It's actually beautiful, but it's really easy to make, and it costs less money because you are using less smoked salmon. It's getting chopped up and put on the top instead of having a big pile of it on the side. You see what I mean? Okay, let's find out how to make this. The first and most important thing is that you need to get your cream cheese out of the fridge and softening. It really needs to be at room temperature. If you've forgotten, as I've told you before, you can absolutely warm it in the microwave on like defrost or power level 50% or power level 5, depending on how your microwave works, doing it like literally 10 seconds at a time. I would cut it into small pieces, put it on a plate, and then like 10 seconds at a time at that low power level, just until it's getting spreadable. You know, you don't want it to start melting and turning into like a sauce. But best thing to do is like an hour before, just pull it out of the fridge. Now, once you actually start putting together this board, it's going to be really quick. So it's easiest to kind of get the little things prepped first. So to do that, you're going to peel and slice a red onion really, really thinly. If you can't get it super thin, you can instead mince it. And I actually find that the minced works better getting onto the bagel. The thin slices just look prettier. So up to you which way you do that. Then you're getting some capers. You want the kind that are packed in liquid, not the kind that are packed in salt. Those are going to be too salty for this. You're going to drain those capers. You need about 1/4 cup of them. And then you're also going to mince up some fresh chives and some fresh dill. So you get all that stuff chopped up and ready. And then when your cream cheese is softened, you're getting out a cutting board for 8 ounces of cream cheese, which is going to serve about 6 people. You want a cutting board or plate that's going to allow you to spread the cream cheese to about a 6 to 7 inch diameter. So that's the size you want. You want your cutting board or your plate to be a little bit bigger than that. Then you put the cream cheese on there and spread it out to that size. Then you're going to get the smoked salmon and you're just going to break it into bite-sized pieces using your hands. That's the easiest way. I find that when you start chopping through smoked salmon, it kind of like clumps together where the knife is pushed against it. Probably because my knife isn't really sharp enough. That's probably what it is. But it's just easier to break it into small pieces with your fingers and scatter that evenly over the cream cheese. And you are using about 4 ounces of smoked salmon. So that's one small package, so not very much. And then you're going to scatter your red onion slices on top of that, then the capers, then the chives, then the dill, just spreading it out evenly. You can put some lemon wedges on the side if you want to, but you don't have to. All the good flavor is there. Then that board can go into the fridge for up to about an hour. It's going to be just fine in there. Just make sure you take it out of the fridge a good 15 to 20 minutes before serving so that the cream cheese can soften back up and be spreadable. And then just before serving, you're going to toast those bagels. So let me tell you how to do that. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Slice each bagel in half like you normally would if you were going to toast the bagel, except some bagels come already sliced. So if yours are already sliced, then you don't have to do that. and you're going to cut each bagel in half. And then because they're already sliced open, that means you're going to get 4 pieces from each bagel. And you're going to put those cut side up on a large baking sheet. And then you're going to either spray them with some olive oil cooking spray, or you can spread them lightly with softened butter. You could probably use margarine too. I would just avoid any of the light margarines or ones that contain yogurt or anything like that, because they have a water content that stops things from actually toasting. It kind of is watery. It's liquidy. It's damp. It's not going to toast. So you can use lightly spread butter, or you can use the olive oil spray, or you can use some margarine, or you could even brush on a little bit of olive oil if you don't have the spray. Then you're sprinkling those with salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder, and then they're going into the oven for about 10 minutes until they're nice and toasty and brown. Put those bagels beside the cream cheese board on a different platter, or you could have used a big cutting board and then have half of it with the cream cheese mixture and the smoked salmon and half of it with your nice toasty garlic bagels. That is a beautiful way to serve it as well. Put some butter knives on there, and then people kind of know what to do, or they could just kind of tear bits of bagel and dip right into the cream cheese. That works as well. I know you are going to love this. It means that you can just get some bagels, cream cheese, smoked salmon, and put that out for brunch, but it's somehow just special and beautiful and amazing, and of course, delicious. Oh, and less expensive too, because you don't need as much of the smoked salmon. Okay, I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is December 6th of 2024. You can also always get the recipe of the day in our Facebook group. I post it there every morning, 7 days a week. Head to facebook.com/groups/recipeotd, and you will see the recipe link there every morning. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.